Good evening, children. Welcome to yet another online lesson this evening. Why don't we deal with the first lesson in your English supplementary textbook, The Alien Hand? Without any introduction, let me start the first chapter, The Tiny Teacher. Who is a teacher? Someone who teaches you something and from whom you learn a lot of lessons in life. Here, The Tiny Teacher is a story about the most amazing creature, the ant. Which is the smallest, wisest and commonest creature that you could find? Is it a mosquito? Is it a worm? No, it is the common ant. All of us are familiar with ants. The most common ants are the black and the red ants. I don't think there's any human being who's not familiar with the ant. Now, this lesson deals with a lot of mesmerizing facts about the ant. Do you know, children, how we have been able to come to conclusions regarding the ant's unique qualities? Because people have kept them as pets and observed their nature closely. Now, the first amazing thing mentioned here is the ants have feelers or antennae with which they touch and greet each other, just as we human beings do when we meet each other. If you observe closely a group of ants moving along a wall, you will come to know this beautiful fact. Now, have we ever paid attention to details regarding an ant's life? Do you know, children, just as we live in our comfortable houses, ants too live in nests or ant hills. And you know, children, each ant hill has hundreds of passages and corridors and rooms. Sounds exciting, sounds unbelievable. Now, there are certain rooms demarcated in an ant's house. They have nurseries for the young ones called grubs, and they have their own reserved quarters. There are the worker ants, soldier ants, and the cleaner ants. And you know, the soldiers, they stay in barracks. The worker ants have their own reserved quarters, and the soldier ants have their own reserved places. And yet another remarkable thing is, children, they have well-defined duties assigned to them. And what is amazing, what is wonderful is that they do not interfere into each other's area. Each one carries on his work in a very peaceful, in an organized manner, in a very systematic manner. That's why the ant's life is very peaceful. And we human beings, we could imitate this quality of the ant. Now, coming to the second part of the lesson, they talk about the queen. Just as your mother is the queen of your home, the queen of the ants is the mother of the entire population. And a queen ant lives for almost 15 years. Children, just listen. The queen ant has a pair of wings. But it takes a maiden flight, a first flight on a hot summer day. It meets a male ant and comes back to earth. After that flight, it bites off or clips off its wings. And then the queen's duty is to lay eggs and remain in the ant's quarters. The eggs hatch and grubs come out. The soldier ants have been assigned the duty of protecting these grubs. And the worker ants, their main duty is to feed and clean them and carry them about daily for airing, exercise and sunshine. So what is so important is that each one has a role. And they do not deviate from the assigned roles, nor do they interfere into the activities of the other people. And these grubs, after 2 or 3 weeks, they become cocoons and they lie dormant without any activity And then after 3 weeks, these cocoons break into perfect ants. That's the life cycle of an ant. And once the young ant comes out, it's training time for them. The older ants train them to do their roles as workers, soldiers, or cleaners. You never see a soldier doing a worker's job or a cleaner's job. And the young ants, after a few weeks of training, they are ready to go out into the big world of work, where they work with dedication, they work with a lot of passion. An anthill is a home to other breeds of insects like beetles or the green fly. You know, children, we too keep some creatures like cats or dogs as pets. The ants also sometimes have other creatures in their anthills. That's because some of them give out a good perfume, some of them give out a good juice, and the green fly is like our human cow. The ant touches its antennae and it gives off honeydew. Now, coming to the title of the lesson, The Tiny Teacher. In what way can you call this amazing creature as our teacher? Yes, we human beings have to look up to the ant. We have got to learn a lot. Let me list the things that we could emulate or imitate from the ant. Hard work, their sense of duty and discipline, cleanliness, care for the young ones, and above all, that's what impresses me the most, a firm loyalty to the land where they live. They take care of their colony, their anthill, by doing the duties assigned to them. Now we human beings, at this point of time, when the world is undergoing a crisis, let us look back. Are we having a firm loyalty to the land where we live? The land where we live is this beautiful planet called Earth. Let us have a loyalty. Let us maintain it in all cleanliness, peace, and harmony. So, I would like you to make a web chart of the ant. Some of the qualities are hardworking, disciplined, meticulous, systematic, organized. They live in peace and harmony, and they are loyal to the land where they live. So, as usual, what is the takeaway message from this lesson? Let's be like the hardworking ant. Let's live in peaceful coexistence. Let's not be interfering into others' activities. Let us be aware of the well-defined roles that we have got to do in life, and success will be ours. There are a few questions at the back. Let us have a discussion. How long does it take for a grub to become a complete ant? I had just reminded you of the life cycle. The eggs hatch into grubs and the grubs become cocoons, and then the cocoon breaks into a perfect ant. It takes 2 to 3 weeks. Why do the worker ants carry the grubs about? They carry them about for feeding, airing, exercise, and sunshine. What jobs are the new ants trained for? The jobs are workers, cleaners, and soldiers. Name some other creatures that live in anthills. When you go through the lesson, you can see some beetles, some lesser kind of ants, and the green fly. The fifth question. Mention 3 things we can learn from the tiny teacher and give reasons. I think you have a long list of qualities that you could imitate from the ant. Children, choose the 3 which you like the most and give a reason. For example, I would say I like their systematic nature. They have well-defined roles. They do not deviate from their roles, nor do they interfere into the others' work. Similarly, children, you could pick out 3 qualities. I would like you to write these 5 question and answers in your classwork book. Hope you enjoyed the lessons that the tiny teacher teaches us in life. Make a web chart of the ant in your notebook. And till we meet next time, keep reading the lesson, keep enjoying English. Bye and take care.